Hello traders and welcome back to another market update. We're taking a look at the currency market to see what is going on in terms of technical analysis. We've got a really interesting day ahead of us, so let's talk about what's going on right now on Euro USD. We've got this resistance point that we talked about previously, and take a look. Price came up into that area and actually found some sort of resistance. I think that this potentially has a bigger move to kind of go. You can see if we draw a Fibonacci retracement from the low to the high, I think it's possible we make a move down to the 50%. Now I'm going to repeat this when we get to Euro Aussie because I think it has a very similar kind of concept right now, but I think it's possible that this overall could make a move somewhere towards the 50% retracement. Now if I'm incorrect about that, then of course we'd have to adjust and we'd have to rethink things if price starts to break bullish, but my opinion here is that this resistance is likely to hold and that overall the downtrend may be willing to continue here on something like Euro USD. Let's move on to GBP USD, which you can see right now actually held this level. Whoops, we don't want a vertical, we want a horizontal line here. It seems like we're holding this area right now as a kind of shelf to price action. You can see that we previously had resistance in this area, right? Price broke through that, found support, and now we are looking like we want to hold support once more. So we'll see if that continues to hold, but I think that it's possible to get some sort of a bounce. If we do see a bounce, we could see a move something to maybe this extreme here on this downward trend line that's been respected recently on GBP USD, right? So just something to think about going forward. USD JPY is our next mover, and you can see we did get some sort of a bounce here off of this level right around this area right here, right? We had previous supportive structure there. We actually formed a inverted head and shoulders and shot off last time we were in this area, so it should be interesting to see if we can get some sort of bigger bounce there on USD JPY. Next up is gold, and gold made a serious move to the upside, actually respecting that trend line that we talked about, which is of course this one right here. Price came down to this trend line, found support on this kind of supportive level here, and shot to the upside. Beautiful little trade for the bulls who caught that move. I really liked the idea of that setup, and things worked out beautifully. So next up is going to be Brent crude, which did catch a little bit of a bounce here towards the lows. Let's see if that lines up anywhere interesting. You can see it kind of does in this general area right here. We are currently testing that longer term level of support to see, hey, can oil get a bounce here? And should be interesting to see. I think it's a pretty good chance we get some sort of bullish move or some sort of retracement as price has been quite sold off. We'll see what we get going forward. Next up is Euro GBP. Euro GBP also selling off as the Euro pairs are finding a little bit of a top recently. We didn't quite make it to this level here. Let's see. If we draw a fib from high to low, we did not quite make it to the 50% level, which lines up beautifully with our level there. So that was one level that I was looking for. We didn't quite get there. I was looking for something like this, but we'll see if we can get a move to the upside in the next few days. If so, I'd be willing to look at trades in the 61.8 and the 50% level, but we'll see going forward. USD CHF is sold off quite a bit here. Very nasty move to the downside here. Very quick breakthrough of this major level of resistance. Now, the big thing here is as we come into this level, we've got a longer term level here on, even if the weekly chart might make more sense to look at. We've got this weekly level of support, and I think it's possible here on dollar Swiss we see a bounce or a move to the upside there off of this supportive level. Notice the longer term pattern here on USD Swiss is a very choppy back and forth market, so as price comes down to an extreme, I think it's a pretty good chance we get some sort of bounce off of that lower level. GBP JPY kind of consolidating right here. Actually, let's see if we could draw a fib from the low to the high here. You can see price is actually trading right around the 50% level, kind of testing this area, which is a previous level of resistance. Previous level of resistance now turned support over here, right? So we'll see if that can hold. I think it's a pretty good chance we get some sort of bounce there. If so, might think about some targets, could possibly look at this level here. Looks like a pretty interesting resistance point. And we've of course got the recent structure there as well as the high. Just something to think about if you do like the idea of trading GBP JPY. Finally, Euro Aussie here really selling off. And you can see this is something we talked about previously. So on Euro USD, we talked about the idea of a potential move back to something like the 50% retracement. Well, in this case, I really like that idea too. Take a look here. We have previous support at the 50% level. This might be a really nice target if you are short. Should be interesting to see if we can get that move play out. I think it's possible we could get a nice little correction or a pullback here on Euro Aussie back down to something like the 50% retracement level. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to tune back in next time, and we'll see you back next time. Thanks very much.